Congratulations! You have found a Wrestle Shoot, hosted by the Wild Thing Rob Wilds and the ladies' man Chris Casanova. Combined, we have 40 years of wrestling experience, and we're here to share those experiences, stories, and knowledge with you over the podcast airwaves. We'll be joined by friends of ours from time to time to share their stories and experiences with you as well. So climb aboard the crazy train we call Wrestle Shoot. We know how to do it, and we do it real well.
Featuring special guest host, The Executioner.
Mr. Rob Wild, your mic is mute. What? There we go.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry about that. We had a system flip out, at least on my end, but we're back. We're back, baby. We're white and we're black, baby. We are white light and black thunder, and we're here to rock you for one more episode of Wrestle Shoot. And you know we don't give a shit about being PC, so if you're easily offended by adult material, fucking sucks to be you, man. Oh, Jesus God, I love this job. You might notice that our illustrious colleague, Chris Casanova, is not here with us today. And that's because he's off at his other job, you know, making his extra money. Let's be honest. He's back to the Chris Casanova, all male, all nude, no times, featuring everybody's favorite Wrestle Shoot personality, Chrissy Casanova. So he's not going to be with us tonight. So sad. So sad.
Yeah.
What's going on, X? How you doing, baby?
Man, okay, man. But Chris has got to pay those bills, so man, you know, he got to make that extra cash, you know.
Pay his bills. He's got to go make some money. That's what he's got to do.
Kill it, Chris. Kill it.
Make daddy some money. Be a good boy.
Yes. Be a good boy, Chris.
See, I can talk that shit because he ain't here. Nah, he's not though, so screw him. Hell with him. So what's going on, X, man? You said you wanted to just kind of get into something.
Oh man, you know, this is a Wrestle News Buzz break. A little breaking news for all you WWE fans. They got yours truly, Braun Strowman, back. He's back, and he's ready to raise some hell. So.
Means me. When you say yours truly, you're referring to yourself, dummy.
Whoa, hey.
Who said that? God damn it. Who is besmirching my boy X? We ain't gonna play like that.
Well, anyway, Strowman, he's back, and we're gonna see where he's coming from. If he's gonna be the next WWE champion. Speaking of champions, WWE came out with a new title, a brand new title that supposed to be heavier than a World Heavyweight Champion. That's a new rumor. I don't know if they got that going, but I heard the rumors saying that they're going to bring out a new title.
Like another one or a new one?
Yes.
I don't another one. I don't want to go back to the days of, hey, it's WWE. Everybody gets a belt. And come on.
Yeah. They're bringing out another title.
To the heavyweight, the intercontinental, and the fucking tag team, dude.
Keep it basic. Basic. I got all kinds of titles now.
You're starting me off grumpy, dude. You son of a bitch.
Man, if I don't get you grumpy, man, I'm not doing my job. I got to keep Rob Wilds going.
Oh, no, you don't. Rob Wilds is full of enough naturally injected crazy. I got plenty for both of us, dude. And you know that shit's the truth.
Yeah,
Rob Wilds, Wrestle Shoot, don't pull no punches. If you can't take it, you know, this ain't ballet, this is wrestling. We'll find something else to do. You know, I said that once to a guy who was in ballet. Ballet, not wrestling, trying to be, or not ballet, it's wrestling, trying to be cute. And he threw his foot up and brought it like inches from my face. He goes, yeah, that's what ballerinas can do to you. I was like, oh my God, you're the shit. So ballet, you're all right with me, dude. You guys are badasses. And how do you really go to the boys at the next booking and be like, yeah, I just got beat up by a ballerina? Like, you can't tell them that. You just got to walk away while you're still intact, baby.
By a fucking ballerina. Come on.
I know these dudes, and then these dudes, when they take their shirts off, like their muscles have muscles. Like, holy crap. You got all that from dancing?
Hey, that ballerina probably flying around like a tooth fairy and shit.
Oh, geez.
Hit you with my wand. Ding, ding.
But all I'm saying, X, if you can get in that kind of shape from dancing, then maybe it's time for a dance break.
Uh-oh.
And with that, we cue the music. Yeah, a little bit of energy there. You know, we're definitely going to have to do that at least one more because we're going to go ahead and get all of our guests in.
Yes.
Sound good? You ready to get started, X?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
But you know, X, it just dawned on me. Since you missed your cue, dipshit, I'll go ahead and fill in for you. You know, X, it just dawned on me that the primaries are starting to come up pretty soon, and we really need to get the ball rolling here on our presidential campaign. The campaign of Duke the Dumpster Drosy and the Wild Thing Rob Wilds for the presidency in 2024. Duke the Dumpster Drosy is a man of class and character, and with my help, we are going to take the trash out in D.C. Oh, in D.C. There's the camera right there. DC. And, of course, that ad is approved by me, Rob Wilds, brought to you in part by our special sponsor,
ASN.
ASN.
And what's ASN? The anti-social network.
That would be the anti-social network, sir. Okay, with no further ado, let's start off by bringing on our new manager for the apocalypse, Satranic, along with Kelly. There we are.
Hi, boys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, manager.
I'm voting for y'all.
Actually, I want to be in charge of military intelligence. So if you get in the White House, I shoot the bombs and go, woo, woo, yay.
The Drosy Wilds 24 campaign is tard friendly. So we love our waterheads. We're not going to give her the job, but just go with me. We love our waterheads and we'll absolutely consider it.
Do you hear that? You hear that, Christian Gross? You hear that?
Get it together, X. Jesus Christ, we're on the air here.
Okay, so on that thing you were saying about the Braun Strowman thing, if he's going to WWE, I think that's going to kill CYN, truthfully, or is there a deal in place where they're going to get absorbed into NXT? Because otherwise, they're only carrying on their backs EC3. I mean, EC3 is the whole. I mean, there's good dudes, and there's Jake Logan. You got August Artois, one of the best dudes in Florida. You got Ryzen. You got these guys that are great, but they're literally, it's like they're holding the whole promotion on like Braun Strowman and EC3.
Yeah.
And let me just say this to the haters. Those guys out there who say EC3 sucks, you're a fucking idiot. That's all I got to say about that. He's the shit. And if you think he sucks, you don't know wrestling. You're an idiot. Shoot yourself.
I just think that him holding up a whole promotion is a bit much.
Shoot yourself. Shut up. I'm giving a PSA. We here at Wrestle Shoot don't support suicide, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm covered. We're done. Okay, so we got a guest, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to bring on Jeff McGill from Championship Wrestling from Florida, which goes back to the old Eddie Graham days, the 70s and 80s, Dusty Rhodes, all them boys were Championship Wrestling from Florida back in the day.
CWF.
Kevin Sullivan.
CWF Reloaded.
And now we're doing CWF and CWF Reloaded. So here we are.
And
I
Jeff
got
is
Say
to-
hi,
I got
Jeff.
to-
Hey, how you guys
I
doing
got-
tonight?
I got to meet Graham not too long before he died. Was he somebody that mentored you? Like, were you in with him?
Was I in with Eddie Graham?
Yeah.
No, sir. He's just the guy who provided the wrestling that made me fall in love with the sport.
Right.
I am, very closely connected with Kevin Sullivan, the Cuban Assassin, Ricky Santana, Bill Alfonso, and some other guys from the CWF era.
And
And
as
the
you all
good
know,
news,
Fonzie's my mentor, so
and the
Jeff,
good news is now you're also
you a
in
childhood
good with Rob Wilds and the Executioner. Congratulations, sir.
Appreciate
You
that.
made a big
Yeah.
move today.
Jeff, were you a childhood fan of wrestling? How did you kind of start becoming a fan? Did you wrestle? And then how
My
did you line up
grandmother.
with the WWF?
My grandmother was a huge Dusty fan. And whenever I moved in with her, I was like 8 years old. She was watching wrestling and she had me sit down with her and start watching it. It just so happened that it was right during a feud with Kevin Sullivan. So literally, my very first wrestling match I ever seen was Dusty versus Kevin Sullivan.
And was that in CWF too?
Yeah, that was CWF.
Awesome.
Yep.
Because you're
So
a
I
lifelong
instantly
native
was,
Florida.
partial to the heel. I seen Kevin Sullivan and just the way he was, and I was instantly hooked to the bad guy, like him and Macho Man Randy Savage, and these were my favorite guys growing up. So obviously once I got into business, I had to be a heel as well.
That's awesome. What age did you start in the business?
Oh man, I started actually pretty late. I think I was 20. I've been in the business 22 years, so I'm 48. I had to be like 26 years old, 25, 26 years old.
So you've seen a lot of the different aspects, a lot of the different sides of the business.
Oh, I've seen the business completely change from my first introduction into it to the way it is now. Yeah, I've seen a lot of different
Are we
changes.
gonna do an actual interview on our show, X? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, you guys ask questions. You shut
I mean,
up.
X,
Jump in at any
did she make a list of questions to present? at Wrestle Fucking Shoot?
Hey,
You've seen this show before, right, Kelly? Kelly,
Jump
don't do
in.
that.
Is
Bad
your
Kelly.
mic muted?
Bad
Come
Kelly.
on.
Do that.
All hail.
we were just stunned by the very professional fucking NBC kind of format that we're doing. Fuck that. We don't do that on Wrestle Shoot. People were
It's only
walking out and
one
happening
side of
going, oh, whoops.
I know. She's
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here being Barbara Walters and shit.
No, well, all,
Hi, Barbara Walla. We're going to do a real interview.
we got to give CWF real respect though, because it was one of the original.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It started
Yeah.
from there, and then you obviously have the blessing of all the old guys because we go to the luncheons all the time. We all hang out. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we got to have you come out to one of those, Rob. I keep telling you about that.
The cauliflower.
It's just all about work, I need a little bit of warning. You gave me warning this time. So,
Yeah, it's
so-
October
October
28th,
29th.
29th. It's a
Something.
Friday. It's October 20, whatever Friday.
Colin's sick. Take it off.
Come hang out with all the old
Yes.
guys. We'll ask them to be on the show.
Distract Tweedledee and Tweedledum down there. Just like show them something shiny.
Hey, I know a guy named Tweedledee. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now see, Casanova doesn't show up. I lose all control of the fucking show, and he's gonna bust my balls for a month. About it.
Well, we're waiting for the show to be over so we can go throw dollar bills at Chris Casanova at his strip show.
We got to support our sex workers.
Say hey, make it rain.
Hey, X, quit texting, son of a bitch. Hit the
Oh.
music for Chris Casanova. Hit the music.
Oh, this is dance time.
The sudden abrupt
Chris-
stop makes my heart hurt.
Chris Casanova, go out there and make that money, man.
You know,
Feel
how
like
come
they're
he'll
Pay
go
the
out there?
bills, man.
How come he'll go out there and shake his twig and giggleberries around for strangers, but like he doesn't give a shit about taking nothing off and dancing here on Wrestle Shoot? Like we're trying to boost those ratings, help us out, man. He won't even dance during the dance breaks. He's like, no, I only shake my body for $50 pieces.
$1.
And a hot dog.
And a hot dog.
And a hot dog.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing over there?
Pretty good. You?
Wasn't quite what you were expecting, I bet. You know,
He
Paul,
can roll with it.
Well, we're working on getting CWF restructured a little bit, so we figured it'd be a good time to get him to come on. We're gonna have Nick Vick come on, who's basically their sponsor. He's co-runs CWF with Jeff, but he also has Knockout Entertainment, which is MMA, wrestling, and then he has there's literally like 10 things that he does. He was going to be on too, but he had a cat issue. So, but yeah, he's got like 25 things going, but we're working on just getting CWF kind of restructured, making sure all the ducks are in a row legally with paperwork. And then we're going to come have another big event soon. Just got to figure out a date.
Yeah.
Waiting on the paper.
Now, Jeff, I'm gonna
Jump in at any time, Rob.
Nelly, shut up. Jeff, I'm gonna tap your brain here, man. We're gonna go back to some old school knowledge. You and me are the same generation. We've been doing it the same amount of time. So I have a serious question for you. Why would you think that Paul Roma is a fucking pussy and a man up and face me? Paul Roma, I've been calling you out for a year, you beady-eyed dago son of a bitch, you forgotten horseman. You can't dodge me forever. I'm looking right at you, Paul. I can see through your eyes into your soul. And sir, you are yellow.
And a little pee-pee. Little pee-pee.
Wait.
And his little tiny balls. His little miniature, tiny little fucking, like a mouse's balls, except way, way fucking smaller. Like if you
Are they
took a pig,
fuzzier?
broke it in half, it would be way smaller. So if you find Paul Roma's balls that clearly fell off his body after kicked out of the fucking Four Horsemen, you let me know so I can personally deliver them to Paul and shove them right back into his scrotum. So what do you think, Jeff?
Man, I'm gonna have to take your word for this one, brother.
Hey Jeff, can we make it? Hey Jeff, I don't know. You're the
or
man that
anything
can make the match happen.
Well, I do know some people that are very close to him. That is true.
Paul Roma knows I'm talking about him. Paul
Come on,
Roma's heard
name
me
drop,
over the
Jeff.
last year and a half. He knows. He's just fucking yellow. You hear that, Roma? You are an
Rob.
upside down pussy.
Rob, I have a question. Where did this deep-rooted hatred, can we have a backstory since we're fairly new?
Well, I don't really actually dislike Paul Roma at all, to be honest with you. It just started off as a little. You remember when Daniel Tosh was doing the thing on Arn Anderson on a show? Randomly, he would call him out. So and eventually Arn had the courtesy to answer and do a little jokey thing back with him. Except Roma never did that. Then my ego got hurt, and then he kept not fucking doing it. And now, fuck you, Paul Roma. Fuck you, dude. You were a Four Horsemen. I created the apocalypse. Roma, I know I can beat you. If Snuka was alive, you can ask him. Tonga Kid, Honky Tonk Man. The list of the old fucks like you that I've left in my wake is long, Jack. Before Randy Orton called himself Legend Killer on TV, this old man was doing it first. So Roma's been dodging me because he's a pussy. And I don't like pussies in the wrestling business. So I'm just letting him know, that perhaps he might want to come on Wrestle Shoot and explain himself. But since he's chosen not to, I'm ready to elevate it to when we end up doing Wrestle Shoot Presents Live Pro Wrestling, beating 6 shades of dog shit out of Paul Roma.
Take it to the next level. Since you don't want to come on, we're going to take it to the next level.
Yeah, I'll take it there. We'll get him paid. I'll get him paid to get his ass handed to him. Isn't that generous of me? Isn't that good-hearted and professional that I will get Roma paid to get the shit beat out of him? It's probably been a while. We can use it.
Be a big payday for him.
Maybe we can get a hold of Tully, bring him in, and then he could be like, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?" Then they could tag team to work me and Casanova, and we'll put the old man down. Set up for a rematch later. Make more money.
Interesting.
Oh shit!
So to answer your question, Kelly, oh god damn it!
Oh God, is it that guy again?
Jimmy.
Bear with us.
Did somebody say
call Gay Joker, please? Get this man out of here.
Did somebody say dick?
Oh God.
What?
Jeff, this is our resident fucking way off the side weirdo, a creepy Jimmy. Sometimes he pops in here too, and it used to terrify us, but we're finally to the point now where you know it's going to happen. He's like a herpes. You know you're going to have the outbreak. You just deal with it and you move past it.
Yeah, I'm just like herpes. I'm just like herpes. I always come back.
Yeah, you always come back. Yeah.
And you're going to be stuck with him for life, unfortunately.
And what's with that weird queen face you're doing, like you're in Bohemian Rhapsody?
God.
Anyway, back to Jeff. So, yeah, Jeff, pass the word around for me. Mr. Roma, you can't hide from me forever, dude. Look, man, this guy lands on Wrestle Shoot. We're going to chat him up. We're going to have some laughs and tell some lies like usual. But you're not going to be able to dodge me forever because this guy shows up. He's got a tie to you. Eventually, everybody around you is going to say, why don't you go deal with this Wilds guy? Yes, Paul. Why don't you come deal with this Wilds guy? Fucking Paul Roma. Hercules ain't around to help you out, dude. I don't think Jimmy Power is going to do nothing. I think you're fucking Roman. Anyway, continuing. Kelly, please conduct some more proper interview questions.
Jesus, start. Okay.
So when you were 12 and you skinned your knee, how did it make you feel?
So, Jeff, what are some? Tell us.
God, she did write them down. Fuck, she's reading it off the paper.
No, I'm thinking hard. It hurt. Jeff, how did you decide
First time is the hardest.
to take over or take or revamp the name? How did you decide to make CWF
where it's going now?
Oh, well, you mean like how? Why did I decide to try to bring it back, or?
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, almost 3 years ago, I fell off of a house 14 foot and broke my back. I was literally just reaching, like my prime in the wrestling business. I was, getting booked everywhere. I had a great look. I was about 275, like 10% body fat. So I was extremely dedicated to getting ready, for television. And I was laying in that hospital bed, feeling sorry for myself, canceling bookings that I had, because I knew I couldn't do it. I just had 23 inches of steel screwed to my spine. One of the nurses came in with a Tampa Tribune or a Tampa Times newspaper. I grabbed it and went to the sports section, and there was an article about the Sportatorium, which is where CWF ran most of their television shows.
Mm-hmm.
While I was reading that, I found out there was a new owner to that building. I called him from my hospital bed and arranged to get the lease on that building when the renovations were done. Well, he agreed to it. And so then I started trying. I said, well, shit, if I got the building, I wonder how hard it would be to get the name. And I just started doing research on it and found out that there was never, ever a trademark for the CWF name or logo. So I went ahead and bought that first. Then I opened up an an LLC, which the original LLC that ran CWF was Deep South Sports Incorporated, which when I brought my corporation in, it was Deep South Sports Entertainment. just to kind of give it homage to the original.
The original, yeah.
Well, then we started running shows as soon as we had all the paperwork, stating that we could do that, and we started running shows. And that's pretty much just how it went. I mean,
how long's the CWF show's been going now? Roughly
2 years.
when you start? Okay.
2 years. Yeah,
Okay.
we had a little bit of a rough start because it just so happened that COVID hit right when we were ready to launch. So we ended up having to wait extra time to even run shows. And then, it was still hard to get a crowd even when, they finally started lifting the protocols. It was still hard to assemble a crowd big enough to actually, maintain a show with.
Yeah. Okay. And what is going to be the difference between CWF and CWF Reloaded?
Well, Reloaded is going to be, guys that are trying to develop.
3 minute pause after you get done fucking. That's what you reload, right?
Right. Well, no, Reloaded is going to be sort of like the NXT brand of Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Oh.
The guys trying to get on the main roster. You may or may not have heard of them. You may or may not have seen their work. It gives them somewhere to come wrestle and perfect their craft and kind of show us what they have.
Okay. No, that's great. I'm trying to
Tell
think.
me what,
Yeah,
what.
I'm trying to
She
think.
wants me to think. I'm just sitting here looking at the
Hi,
pretty
Ed.
color.
How you doing over there, buddy?
Hey Jeff, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys, with CWF, what are you guys going to be like in 10 years? Do you have a goal for in 10 years where you would want to be within 10 years from now?
Yeah, in 10 years, I'd like to have a weekly episode on television. On regular pay television, That's, kind of the whole direction I've been running this in. People keep saying, oh, well, you're not doing shows every month. That's, or every week or, on a consistent basis. And I said, well, it's all about finding the right places. Not every town draws like it used to draw 20 or 30 years ago. So there's a little bit of trial and error here.
And here in Tampa, there's 8 million wrestlers and wrestlers. So
yeah, I'm fairly blessed. None of my shows have drawn less than 200 people.
Yeah, the last one was really good with Kevin Sullivan and Cuban Assassin was there with LaSagne Gray. That was
Andrew Anderson.
Andrew Anderson.
That's when he won the title. Yeah. But yeah, it's been crazy, man. We get a good response. We don't advertise like a lot of the different independent companies do. We do things a little bit, different and old school around here, and it shows when you see our crowds. We sell out every seat just about everywhere we go. We have had some larger buildings, 5,000 seat venue buildings, which is, a little bit difficult to fill when you're first getting, your feet going. Yeah. But, we definitely plan on going back to those venues eventually. So.
Mm-hmm. At least right now, though, we're working with El Sombrero. So
El Sombrero or the Hall here in Palmetto. It's a great club. It's a Latin community club. So I definitely made sure to bring in Latin wrestlers.
Is the Palmetto Civic Center? Is the Palmetto Civic Center still standing?
Yes.
Because I remember seeing shows at the Palmetto Civic Center when I was a kid.
Yep, I went there as well.
You'd see the WCW tapings out there.
Yep, I've seen WCW there, WWF there.
Yeah, I want to say that was like early 90s, late 80s when I saw them there.
Yeah.
X, I'm having a thought here, and it hurts a little bit, so look, bear with me while I'm getting it out. But I do want to point out real quick to everybody in the room that just like I predicted, like a herpy, eventually Creepy Jimmy just went away.
Yep.
So that being said, nothing really, not even a Twitter. You sons of bitches.
His episodic flare up.
that was a good line too, man. That's good. Okay. Next, before we had some contention, man. You really wanted to wrestle me, man. You wanted to have this like Rocky versus Apollo just beat the hell out of each other situation. And now look, we're back to being buddies again, and everything is awesome. But then I can't help but bring up that you brought up before the show started, we still got to have that match, Rob. So, like, you're hell-bent on getting the fuck beat out of you. So, maybe we go.
Hey, you know what?
Hold on. Let me finish the idea before you shoot it down. Hang on. Maybe we just go out to this guy's show, right? And, like, while they're opening the doors and people are just kind of starting to come in, we'll just have us a quick little beat the hell out of Exathon. We'll get past that, so it's going to be sealed up and over. The marks get a little bit of a, whoa, look at them. They're already fighting, and we're not even sat down yet. They get that moment. You get to have your big match with me, and I get to show you that, you don't have a fucking chance.
It ain't going to happen, motherfucker. I don't wear a chance in hell.
That ain't going to happen. You changed your mind? You don't want to do it?
Oh, no, we're going to do it. But what you're saying is not going to happen. It's going to be different. Oh,
what is
no. You haven't seen the new. You haven't seen the new Executioner yet. That's the thing. You've seen the Executioner. You've seen the Executioner 20 years ago. I know, but you haven't seen the new one. And he's ready. No talking. Okay. You don't talk.
Well, you're talking a lot right now.
Oh, shit. Here comes Freaky Jimmy.
I'm going to lube up, slide in, and smash both of your asses.
Whoa.
Right. Smash both their asses? Isn't this
No, well, first of all, there's nothing innocent about this shit ever, at all. I mean, would we have somebody called Creepy Jimmy or have ever said fuck even once if this was innocent? No, of course not.
Hey, Rob, you got a cigarette, man. Can I get it?
Yeah. I know, he's stressing me out too. Here you go, buddy. Look, get it. All right.
Hey, you don't got one for me?
Oh, you need one?
Yeah, here. All you have to do is ask.
Oh, fuck, I dropped it. I'll get it later. It fell on the floor somewhere. Thanks, though.
You're welcome. Now, see, X, right here in front of everybody, I gave you your opportunity to take the beating you've been begging for, and you passed. So, everybody heard it. It went broadcasted out there for 3,000 people to see, and argument's over. I won.
Hey, it is what it
is. So, Jeff,
when it happened.
What?
Are you still battling over it? Happened.
So.
Okay then.
Why don't you go ahead and next time you have a thought, let it go.
When it happens, it's gonna happen. You know that. No more talk.
I just gave you your chance. Anyway, moving on. Jeff, shut him up for me. Take over here, man. Tell us something interesting, something spicy that you've been through in the wrestling business. Ooh, you want to play our game? If I take you a minute to think of something.
Come on, drop some names.
Oh, man.
What's the craziest shit you've seen in the business, man?
Besides Satanic. What's the craziest thing you've seen in wrestling?
He's thinking what he can and can't say.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I'll come back to that. Let me think on that one a minute, because I've seen some wild shit, and I just got to think of something, good for this.
I did an 8-ball of coke with the Iron Sheik in a fucking bathroom in 45 minutes. That actually happened.
Man, Wait, are we playing that I call bullshit again? Are we doing that again?
Oh.
I've been pretty lucky, man. I haven't really worked in any promotions that had like super wild shit going on. I mean, you get an occasional, asshole in the locker room and somebody would shit in their gear bag or something like that. You know what I mean? But that happens all over the place. That's not even that, everybody's heard that one, but Oh Lord, I mean,
I
there's
see
been some
what
wild
the
shit I've seen. Some in a business where it was predominantly dominated by men. Whenever guys had a problem, guys took care of the problem. Nowadays, I see these young workers, I guess we call them. They have a problem or an issue with somebody, and they're calling the law to the locker room. I mean, I guess that's pretty fucking crazy. I never thought I'd be in the business long enough to see it turn that pussy. But
We actually saw that not long ago.
Wow.
yeah, I mean, that to me is completely fucking crazy. Just go handle your shit. You know what I mean? If you're running your fucking mouth and somebody busts you in your mouth, that's your fucking fault. I mean,
Yeah. It's just, nobody knows how to communicate anymore. The younger generation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Came over and picked up your cigarette.
Oh, thank you. Glad you got that.
The problem is our generation of dudes and our generation came from guys who made you train for a year, who beat respect for the business and some ethics into your head, made you bail until you threw up on yourself, and then make you bail some more. It just wasn't a joke, our level of training. These kids are coming out of camp now with 3 months under their belt, thinking they're ready for the main event. And there was a time, man, when fucking all the business was done at the bars, man. After the show, we all went out for a drink. We'd all plan some shit out in our head, take it to the promoter. The real business was done after the show. Now they go back to their hotels and play fucking Xbox and have a heart-sensible meal, and then go to bed nice and early. Fucking pussies. Well, we got to get on the road tomorrow. Yeah, so why are you going to sleep? Just stay up and then get on the road tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's not the same as it was. I'd love to see territory wrestling come back. That would, start changing things back to where, you'd have to fit in the business instead of just, paying to play.
Yeah.
It's coming back slowly. It's coming back slowly.
No, it's not. It's a tease. It's not coming back slowly. Guys like Tony Khan will constantly pop up to try to squash any evolution back to territories. It's just never going to happen.
Tony Khan's never going to have enough fucking pull to do anything in this business, really. If you ask me, I mean, just watch his show.
Nah.
What does he know about wrestling? You know what I'm saying? Just if you watch his show, you think that's wrestling, then I guess. But
he hires the ones to do. What did Dixie Carter know about wrestling? That's just how it is.
Yeah, and she didn't change shit either.
No.
I mean, the only one who really could is Vince. He's the only one who's really changed the business at all.
Jimmy Cornette had some stick-to-itiveness. He could have really boosted Ring of Honor up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kerry Silken, he's a hell of a man. If it wasn't for him, there'd be no Ring of Honor.
He goes Wendy's rage at the drop of a hat, dude. Jimmy's got some really deep-seated faulty wiring, but he knows it. He just found a way, like Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern, he found a way to take his mental illness and make money from it.
Yeah, I mean, all the power to him. If you can find a way to make some money on it in an easy fashion, I guess.
Fuck yeah.
Go make that shit.
He's really good at what he does because he's got that bipolar up and down. So when he's up, he just be writing, I got all these fucking great ideas. And then he goes manic the other way, and he's an asshole to everybody.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, AEW, they have some shades of greatness here and there. They get some storytelling matches here and there. But, I mean, for the most part, it just seems like a very expensive independent show just thrown together last minute. Oh, who's here? All right, get ready. You're up next. Getting Gorilla. I mean, it's just kind of what it seems like to me. The little bit I watch it.
This is a question for all three of y'all. What do you think was the tipping point to where it changed from old school formula to what it is now? What changed? What do you really think happened?
I think it was all the lucha people come in and really made it all just running and hitting and running and hitting. You don't see guys grapple anymore. You don't see a good Boston Crab anymore. You don't see guys doing. That's what wrestling is. Wrestling is. It started out as wrestling. You know, it's like, and there's literally these guys, and they run and they hit and they run and they hit and they jump off the ropes and they hit and they run and they hit, and that's the whole match.
So they're missing the
Like,
psychology.
let's be
Exactly, and
honest.
they're not. The psychology of it's not there like it used to be.
Right.
Let's be honest. Every time the wrestling industry has done a dramatic change, it's because McMahon has shifted gears rapidly, and then it changes everything. Whatever whatever the king says, the kingdom does. That's just the way that it is. The trick is you want to be like us. We were always happy to be called a renegade fucking promotion because we didn't give a fuck. You know, you want to bring your kids, great, but guess what? They may hear something they don't want to hear. And now we started doing bar shows and said, great, let the ball sacks fly around. We had a great time. But we didn't push it so far as to get on anybody's radar saying, well, Jesus, in this market, you're doing damage to what I want done, and then turn our lives off with a phone call. So you got to do what Big Daddy says. He's the Godfather, man. He's never asked me about my business. That's Vince. He's the man. And you don't do what he says, you're fucked. And when he changes gears, everybody has to change gears with him.
That's it too. I mean, we're all following him.
So in that case, you should all get younger women and be seen out in public with them, because Vince just was seen in public with some young chick. All y'all men get you some young little sugar babies, and like Vince did.
Man,
I'm not paying some bitch to hang around, man. This is what I always say about a hooker. You don't pay her to fuck you, you pay her to leave. So I want the chicks to leave if I pay them. Vince is doing this, hang around with me for a week. No, bag that. Get them out of here.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
one thing I don't do though is try to pattern, CWF events after WWE or AEW or even WCW. I try to stick with the old school philosophies, I don't know, just everything, the entire way we run our show. Like Ricky Santana, he's pretty much head of operations. Whenever the wrestlers come, they talk to him. He's the one that writes everything. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all the finishes. He does all that stuff. Because he was trained by Eddie Graham himself. So if CWF is ever going to be anything, it's going to have to be done like Eddie Graham did it,
Yeah, stand true to the formula that worked.
Yeah.
So you guys write the boys' finishes for him?
Oh yeah. Ricky Santana, man, he don't joke around. He runs a tight ship, buddy. When I put him in charge of that, he grabbed those reins, and that's why our shows end up good. You don't see the same finishes over and over and over again. You don't see guys in the first match blowing through 16 finishers, popping out at everyone, 115 pounds. You don't see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't see
that. Psychology.
That's another thing about the wrestling that's changed.
Some of the guys get everybody.
Pissed. It used to be, remember the old days, you hit a finisher, the match was done. You knew the match was done.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they hit each other with 25 F5s and whatever else, and, 3 RKOs. It's like...
Yeah, but the key difference between what y'all are talking about, what I'm talking about, is back in the good old days, the promoter said, I want your finish to feel like this. I want you to go this long. I want you to go over with your finisher, and I want this to be the feel, the bullet points. Very rarely have I ever had somebody go, okay, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's the finish. Because typically I'd be like, yeah, this isn't going to work. I got to go. I don't do that.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize it, but that's how everybody at CWF before I owned it, when Eddie Graham owned it, he called every match. Every single match that ever happened at CWF. If you go on 106 North Albany on YouTube and look up that channel, it has pretty much every match that ever happened at CWF at the Sportatorium. And Eddie called all that.
You telling me he canned out everybody's entire match?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why it was what it was, that's why people believe
classic.
it.
Yeah, it was classic.
Okay, and this is my objection to that method. Like out their interview. Okay, when you tell Ric Flair, I want you to cut an interview and here are your bullet points. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I want you to say these bullet points, and then you cut a promo. Well, you had Ric Flair and Jim Duggan just cut a promo instead of John Smith's brain coming out of their fucking mouth and John Smith's matches coming out of their bodies. There, you don't get to be your own individual when somebody is trying to script out every piss you take.
Right now, we don't control all their, promos or whatnot. I mean, I do have them send them to me first, and if there's cussing or whatever, because we get a lot of kids at our shows, so we try to
any pro should know
put out
just
decent,
not
we try to put out something everybody can watch. If there's cussing or whatever, I'll go back and say, hey man, can you edit that out? You know what I'm saying? Like, try to keep it, PG-13. You know what I'm saying? A damn or a hell or something, that's fine, but don't go dropping F-bombs and, stuff like that.
Keep it attitude.
Oh, shit, there goes all my promos.
Right.
No, and that's fine, but when somebody hands you a script, I'm just saying all you're doing is saying, nice tights and boots, now go do every single robotic move that you're told. But to me, as a fan, I would recognize the same match with two different guys all the time.
Yeah.
Because
that's why I say our matches are never the same.
But there's only so many matches that one guy can ride out 100% for two guys times 8 once a month. There's only so many times you can do that before they all start being the same thing.
Eddie was doing it 3 times a week.
Damn.
Yeah.
3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were on the road 3 nights a week, and he wrote everything. I mean, he controlled everything that happened at his shows. And that, which is why CWF was the last territory that was invaded by WWF when they started sucking up all the talent. There was a great respect for Eddie Graham, from Vince McMahon. So he left him alone. Eddie, when you ask around, Eddie was probably the best professional wrestling promoter of all time. And that's why he kept control of everything.
You think Eddie was a better promoter than Vince?
Yeah, I certainly do. He ran that business for 30 years at the top level. He was all over the place, wrapped up tight with NWA, which was the big company at the time. NWA, WWF was a Northeastern company, and they were gaining speed. But NWA really ran the whole show pretty much. They had affiliate states all over.
Yeah, they had affiliate states, but then you had the southern states, you had the WWF style states, and everybody else was a mix. You just picked what they liked. There was territories that were very loyal to one or the other. But what I'm saying is, if Eddie Graham was in fact the best promoter of all time, why didn't he go on to the kind of a level that Vince won on? Why did he go on there first?
Well, the research that I've done says that Eddie knew when the end of wrestling was really coming because if you remember back in the day, there wasn't a lot of football or baseball organizations in every state. So when families wanted to go out, they went to wrestling or boxing. People think that Vince killed the territories. He didn't. Football did. And Eddie's seen it coming.
Ooh.
That's why.
How many times have I said that? You're fucking absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's 100% correct. I mean, even here today, you have the Buccaneers, you have the Miami Dolphins, you have the Marlins, the Devil Rays, and all the colleges. So people have a plethora of shit to go see.
Right.
That's why it's harder to promote and run the size shows now that they used to have years ago without a television show.
It's tough when you got new guys coming in and they might not have any idea how to tell a story. They just know their holds. They have a basic kind of an understanding of psychology, and they're usually relying on the older guy to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at my roster, I mean, I have some younger guys, but mostly my guys are all 40 plus. You know, guys that know how to tell a story. That's what I want to see. You know,
And
I
the
want
young
to see
guys,
stories.
he's got like you got guys like August on there that are they're
shit.
one of the best guys in Florida.
Man, if you don't know who
August
August is, check this man out. 22 month vet.
He's
the kid gets the business better than guys that I've known for 30
Knocking
years.
over each other. Start over with your plug for that kid, Jeff.
Oh yeah, August Artois, man. I tell you, if you don't know who that kid is, check him out. He's absolutely amazing. We call him the 22-month vet. He's been in the business 22 months.
And he tells everybody he's a veteran.
Yeah, he does
very
that.
well rounded. He's amazing.
No, but
But,
he's
I mean,
yeah.
He gets the business better than guys that I've known for 22 years in this business. And he already gets it better. So when he's been in the business 20 years, you're going to see him at the top level. I promise you.
Yeah, he's going to go straight up. Yeah, definitely.
He's the modern day Shawn Michaels. I ain't lying.
I mean, and his promos, I mean, he can get so much heat. He's such like this heel character, but in real life, he's like the biggest teddy bear and he's the nicest guy.
Tell anybody he's a cat lover.
No, yeah, he loves his cat. He loves wrestling and he loves his cat. That's pretty much that, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't even watch
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
He literally doesn't even watch TV. That's how this guy just goes home, plays with his cat, and exercises.
Yeah, I have the utmost respect for that kid, man. He's a great person inside and out. One hell of a talent.
And we've got on the roster, you've got two guys, one's fully deaf and one's partially deaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're amazing wrestlers. Amazing wrestlers. They put in the work.
And they've got.
Here we go. Okay, Jeff, let me ask you this. Who are your bruisers in the locker room? I want to know who your enforcers are and what they're about.
Oh, well, Andrew Anderson, obviously. He's, a 300-pound man. He's been all over the world in the movie The Wrestler. Been on Gotham. He's actually filming for a new wrestling movie right now. Great guy. He's also a bodyguard for Ace Frehley from Kiss, a personal bodyguard for him. We have Brent Dale. I don't know if you know much about the guys from Puerto Rico that work for Carlos, but this is one of them. The dude's a straight shooter. If we need something taken care of, Dale's the guy, man. He's legit. Two-time NCAA Growing Like a Wrestling champion.
Yeah, I think. Doesn't he have a bunch of titles down there currently?
Oh yeah, he's held every title, man. He's in college and in professional wrestling and shoot fighting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's no joke. He's the real deal.
Well, it looks like we are running out of time. I wish we could have got a little bit more into this, but it's fun just going over history. We like historicizing.
Yeah, call me back anytime. I'll be more than happy to shoot the shit with you guys.
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, we got to be careful because, like feeding stray cats, like we fed Satranicus, she never went away. So you got to be careful who you bring on sometimes. But
yes,
you guys all love me, and that's why you have me on, because it's a big love fest. Because I help everybody out, and you know it.
Yeah, Rob.
I appreciate you
actually Rob and Jeff.
Why I gotta have a hard B on this? It's like Jeff.
Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Why don't you go ahead and plug some websites and some show dates and some cool shit? Let everybody know what's up.
I can't really announce the show dates yet because we're waiting on some paperwork to come back from the state. I just picked up a new partner to kind of take over operations for me while I get my health back in order. That's Mr. Nick Vick with Knockout. But really, I just want to put all the grace to God for keeping me alive. I want to bless my wife for constantly taking care of me and making sure that I keep going in this world. Without her, I couldn't have come this far. She is, the force that really leads my life. Kelly, Izzy, man, I love you. I love you, ladies. You're absolutely wonderful. You've been nothing but the utmost of respectful and supportive with me. Rob, X, you guys are awesome. I love your show. I tune in regularly. I can't wait to come back if you have me.
Oh, you come in a lot. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
See, now that we talked about August, I got to go message him and see if we can get him on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want Paul Roma, you got to get my boy Andrew on here. Andrew Anderson, the Purple
Okay.
Haze himself. He'll have some
Isn't-
interesting shit for you. I promise you.
Miss Manager, get that guy on here so I can tell him to tell Roma to put my balls in his mouth. Get that guy on here immediately.
Actually, Andrew Anderson, you need to accept my friend request, bro. I sent him a
Andrew
friend
Anderson.
back when we were working the last show, and I follow him, but like people let their shit sit in the friend thing forever. So I know
Jeff,
brought
can
me
you help
on,
us out?
but-
Yes,
Look at me,
yes, I
goddammit.
certainly can.
Andrew Anderson, you
Yes, sir.
get your ass down here to this podcast. I'm looking right at you. Don't make me turn you into my second Roma. Bring your ass
Oh
on
my
Wrestle
God.
Shit. I'm not breaking my
Now,
shit.
Jeff, you have to replay this for him when you talk to him.
Somebody send him the
He'll love
link.
it. He'll love it.
He can hear all the wonderful things I have to say about his friend, all those great things I have to say about Roma. I'll tell them all to him personally, and then he can relay my wonderful, heartfelt fucking messages. Paul, I'm coming up on you, dude. You can't run forever, Jack. You cannot run forever.
And then Paul
You see-
Roma's gonna make me to stop.
As the Wild Ones manager, I'm here to say that we are coming for you, Paul Roma. You heard me and your little peepee. We're going to come and we're
Yeah.
going to slam your nuts in a drawer in a dresser. Oh, wait. That's a little much. Sorry.
Hey,
Paul Roma,
Paul.
what's going to be the worst for you out of this whole situation is when you're laying down and you don't hear 1, 2, you just hear 3 and realize you've been beaten again. You are going to retire, Jack.
Oh, no,
You
no.
know-
By the time that Satranic and Rob Wilds are done with Paul Roma, all he's going to hear is 1, 2, and he's going to wake up and hear an ambulance. He's going to be
Whoa,
asleep
Jack.
and he's going to be in an ambulance.
Shit, they're gonna have to have a hearse.
And you
Hey.
know, the
Hey, if
thing
you
that-
got an ambulance, you got a chance. If it's a hearse, it's much worse.
the thing that I think that old Paul has realized, I guess Jeff left. I think what old
Hi,
Paul
Jeff.
has realized is that he is not a horseman, but I am the apocalypse. When you've got Rob Wilds, the great Chris Casanova, and the one-man destroyer X, led to the ring by Satranic out there pulling her dirty tricks. We are the 4 nastiest motherfuckers in this game, and I just can't wait to show Roma. All right, Wrangler
Well,
Dave.
good night. We're gonna go now, and what were we doing? We gotta go see Chris's strip show. That's where we're going. So we're gonna go throw dollars, make it rain for Chris, because you gotta make that money.
Yeah. Do you know where he's going to be? Do you know where he's going to be performing this evening?
I guess I'll have to message him and ask him.
Yeah, watch him shake his little twig and fucking berries. I get it. Chris, good for you. On that note, let's just get the fuck out of here. We'll see you next week. And we're going to have that whatever Andrews or whatever the dick his name is.
Yeah, we
We're
need to
gonna
get him on. Yeah, for
We're
sure.
going to get him for next week. I'm relying on you, manager. Get that guy on here. Till then.